Pull the strings. Pull the strings. There we go. That's pretty loud.
Is it just me? Or is it getting...
Hey everybody! Welcome to Late Horror Show. What is going on? I am Dino and that's...
Rico.
Yeah, as usual. Hopefully the volume's not too loud, you guys. Let me know if it's too loud. There's a bunch of weird stuff. Oh, Amy's already coming with transvestites. I need transvestites. And transsexual,
See,
Transylvania.
I wasn't sure if I was allowed to say transvestite on this show. Thank Christ. I didn't know what the shit I was
We're going to
do.
get into cross-dressing. We're going to get into... Wait, are we? Yeah.
Well, I know you had that period.
All I got to tell you is I am wearing silk panties right now.
Very nice.
Just for this stream. So there you go. And
Silk
it feels
panties.
damn comfortable.
I suppose it is comfortable.
Yeah. And it's Angora, too.
You know, my underwear.
No, I said silk. It's silk.
My underwear's made out of burlap.
Welcome, everybody in the chat. Hello, Max is here. Tom.
Max.
If you want to see my story, see Glen or Glenda. That's me, no question. But Plan 9 is Pride and Joy. Edward D. Wood Jr. Yes. Jimmy D. What is going on? Edward Stewart. Glen and Glenda. Everybody say Glen and Glenda. We'll get to it.
Got a lot of information to get through in the next hour.
Oh, my God. Donner Pass Whiskey. Nathan Rita. Connie Cleary. Bubba. Amy Callahan, like I said. Who else is there? John D. Kathy. Everybody in the chat. Welcome. We are going to have some fun. We are going to talk about Ed Wood. Make sure you hit that like button. Subscribe if you're the first time here.
Smash that like button.
Me and Ted always talk. Every Tuesday, usually. He was sick this past Tuesday.
I've had 2 stomach bugs in the last month and a half where Hershey squirts out of one end and pea soup out the other. And
not good.
I thought I was going to die. I mean, even if you're not a religious person, when you're throwing up, you become a religious person. It's always, oh God, oh God, please make it stop.
The Exorcist.
You know, and then you get to a point where you got nothing left to throw up but your nuts.
Were you that bad this last time?
For a day.
Okay.
For a day.
Okay. Well, he's better now. He's here.
It's Nurses Week, so had me a free Chipotle and
Ted the Nurse. There you go.
That's right.
But we're gonna get into this. We're gonna have fun. We talk every Tuesday about a movie. We come and go with old stuff, new stuff.
And I'm surprised we waited this long to do this one. But I guess it's considered old now. It's like 25 years old or older. And,
1994. Tim Burton. I think this is Tim Burton's last really good
he did
movie.
Sleepy Hollow.
Was that after
Mars
this?
Attacks was after this. And even though it's not great, it was fun. This is the film.
Alice in Wonderland?
But I will say, Frankenweenie.
Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
We had Frankenweenie. We had Corpse Bride.
Was Corpse Bride after this?
Yeah.
Oh, fantastic.
We had Sweeney Todd.
Yeah, but what's my favorites? Sweeney Todd, Corpse Bride, of course, Nightmare Before Christmas.
Mm-hmm. He didn't direct that film.
Right.
Just saying.
You say that every time, I understand. KJ!
And it's like the film that he's most associated
What's going on,
with.
My man?
He didn't even make it.
Hey, it's KJ.
But this is probably the film
that
I think put Tim Burton on the map for me. This is when I had been out of high school. I'm in college. I'm starting to get into film.
Yeah.
Getting into David Lynch films, Kubrick films. And
Roger Waters.
Didn't realize
Roger Waters kind of led to... Go ahead.
You mean... John Waters.
Not Roger Waters. What am I thinking?
Roger Waters.
I got Go ahead. Black Hall Manor. Don't lie. The Late Horror Show. You spiked your M&Ms with something and offered them to Ted.
Yes.
Yep. Budget
woke
$18
up,
million.
My pants were unbuttoned. Everything was terrible. But I guess this is when I first learned the name Tim Burton. Didn't realize it was the same guy that made Batman and Beetlejuice. So, because I didn't pay attention to who directed a movie back then.
Yeah.
but now I did.
Right.
And I was
Yeah,
like,
this
oh,
was
he
right
did all
about
these
the
other
time, too.
cool movies.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't for the fact that he kind of veered off and unfortunately made some crap, he'd probably be one of my all-time favorite directors. I really, really associated with him. That misfit, not really fitting in.
Yeah.
And, I mean, I had his books, anything with him.
Same
his
here.
His books of poems, his books of drawings.
Yeah.
I've got all that shit.
Yeah,
the little toys, like there's some of them around here.
Yeah.
I have them too.
Oh, yeah.
But I love
Tim Burton was magical.
Then he went Hollywood. Like
his fantastic.
His goofiness became mainstream.
Yeah. Well, his characters really went way beyond over the top. His visuals overtook the screen. Like Ed Wood here, I think has a lot of heart.
It does.
Characters are all
I'd say
over
it's his best movie. It's his best film.
It's up there.
And it's one of the best Hollywood movies. Hollywood fables. Movies about making movies. Movies about Hollywood.
Yeah.
Even though
if you're the type of person who wants to make a movie, make a film,
right?
This movie's got to be on your radar. If you're, everything was perfect during this making of this film. I mean, if you're a fan of the old Universal horrors because of Bela Lugosi being in this and stuff, which very sad. We'll talk about it a little bit, but if you're a fan of like noir type films, you got a little bit of that here in this with the. I love that he stuck to black and white because that's Ed Wood's. All of his movies were black and white. One studio even
turned this down because he wanted to make it in black and white. I think it was Columbia. They passed on it because it was going to be black and white. But he said it's got to be black and white. It has to be black and white.
Hey, Johnny, what's going on?
And I agree. It's a black and white story.
That's why when we do when we did our Universal commentaries and reviews and stuff, we did all those in black and white.
Yeah, even
on the channel.
Our show was in. We should have did this in black and white.
Should have, didn't we?
That's okay.
I can change it real quick. Hold on a second.
But this was another one. This was the second collaboration with Johnny Depp. You always associate Tim Burton and Johnny Depp, and it's also a film where people started to see. He's actually an actor. He can do these quirky, weird roles, and Tim Burton seems to bring out a really cool quality in him.
And I think Johnny Depp and Tim Burton kind of did it because just to make
just got a synergy.
Well, and just to kind of make Ed Wood's character, pop, because the guy was a quirky guy in real life.
Yes, he was.
But
clearly,
Johnny Depp kind of honed in on that little voice, that quirkiness, and
he really emphasized the positive about Ed Wood. Ed Wood himself, as accurate as many of the things are in this movie, there's a lot of things that are just fictionalized for the sake of a movie to make an entertaining movie. Like this film completely glosses over that he was a raging alcoholic this entire time.
Oh, yeah.
And his alcoholism is the reason that he and the Sarah Jessica Parker character Dolores actually broke up. Not the cross-dressing. She knew about that. And
they kept everything lighthearted.
Wasn't super okay with it, but it was really the alcoholism that did it.
Yeah.
But the reason they portrayed him so positive is because in all of his writings, his letters, if you've ever read the book about him, and when this film came out, what was kind of cool is there was a plethora of Ed Wood stuff out. The biography called Nightmare of Ecstasy, which is mostly, it's not told like a regular story. It's kind of like you're reading other people's remembrances.
Right.
And like so-and-so remembers something. And that's how it's all written. It's not like a doesn't flow like a regular book. And, all the movies came out on videotape back then and all that. So you're able to check all this shit out. But because in his letters and things, he was always so positive, and he always felt like the shittiest film he was making, I'm making a great movie. This is going to be great. Everything was Citizen Kane to him. He was obsessed with Orson Welles. And
I think that was...
he just wanted to... The alcoholism didn't really come through. The negativity didn't really come through in his writings. So they wanted to portray him positively.
Yeah, no.
So it's the magic, it's the wonder of making movies.
I think Tim Burton kind of made the movie magical, even though there were a lot of underlying, stories. The alcoholism and the heroin and drug addiction of Bela Lugosi.
Bela Lugosi was, even though yes, he was a drug addict.
Cryptomeria, what's going on?
He was
nice to see you, bud.
how would you say it? Like a medically induced addict. He had very bad sciatica. Doctors prescribed him this crap, and he ended up getting hooked on it.
Yeah.
For years. It's not like he got depressed and just started shooting up morphine and stuff like that.
No,
this was prescribed by doctors.
Yeah, he got addicted to it.
And
Donner Pass Whiskey. Johnny Depp said he was using Ronald Reagan as inspiration for the character Bizarre.
I can believe that. Ronnie had that positivity back in the 80s.
Yeah.
But
gotta be positive.
It's like a mix of a few things in there.
Yeah.
And it's an interesting portrayal. It's true to some. It's but again, the idea is to make this an entertaining story. Like, for instance, it only really focuses on a few years of Ed Wood's career.
Right.
It doesn't mention the fact that he had made movies before that. He made like westerns before that. It doesn't mention any of that.
Made a shit ton after too.
And he made
basically 70s monster porn.
Yeah, he made a few movies.
Ed Wood says won 2 Academy Awards: Best Supporting Actor, Martin Landau, Best Makeup, Rick Baker,
and the first actor to win an award for portraying another actor.
Yes, and Martin Landau did a fantastic job
the
as Bela Lugosi.
Especially. I
love when he gets serious and he gets in that role when he made the special thing. He's like, "The poor de strength."
He watched
love that
over 30 Bela Lugosi films and even got like some Hungarian, learn how to speak Hungarian tapes.
Okay, I could just read all this.
But it was to learn how to, not how to speak Hungarian, but learn how the tongue works in the language so that he could speak English like a Hungarian.
Right.
And so what he's really trying to portray is an actor trying not to have an accent, but has an accent.
Right.
And
unfortunately,
the portrayal of Bela, I mean, he's so awesome.
Orgy of the Dead, 1965.
Oh, that's a horrible movie. I bought that. When I was collecting movies, I had all these Ed Wood movies on tape. I bought a bootleg of Glen or Glenda. You couldn't even get that legit when I bought it.
Right.
You could get Night of the Ghouls. It was hard. You could get Plan 9, of course. I had Jailbait. I had Bride of the Monster is my favorite out of all of them.
Yeah.
I know a lot of people say Plan 9, but I like Bride of the Monster the best. I had The Violent Years, The Sinister Urge. And then I had this Orgy of the Dead. Have you ever seen Orgy of the Dead? It's literally just Criswell and this chick sitting in a graveyard, and all these strippers just come out, do a little dance, and go back, and that's the whole damn movie. One after, I mean, the nudity doesn't even save that movie.
Like Funhouse.
I mean, but that's all it is. There's no story. I even had a T-shirt. I had an Orgy of the Dead T-shirt.
Yeah.
I thought it was bitching.
Let me read some of this stuff. I mean,
please.
Let me give every now and then a few minutes to read these because they're giving so much information too. If you're listening on iTunes, this is the YouTube chat here, so I'm going to read a little. Oh, and just to let you guys know, I got to update the Patreon memberships and all that stuff, so I didn't flash it on the screen. But I would urge you guys, if you guys want to support the channel, I'm not sure with what's going on with YouTube. It seems like ever since I started the 24/7 stream, views overall are going down. It's kind of weird. I don't know why YouTube would penalize me for streaming 24/7 and then doing
too good of a job.
But I don't know. But I am going to still keep that up there. Everybody,
it's a place. Make room for the mediocrity.
It's a place people like to still go 24/7. I do have the Patreon. I did the join button down underneath the video. It says join, where you see the subscribe. There's also a join button. That's a great way to support the channel and get extra content and fun little stuff. That, Patreon, and the merchandise. Lots of new designs up there. I got a good friend, who's doing a kind of a logo of me as Pinhead and Ted as Godzilla with our logo on there.
Really cool.
So it's very cool.
Just the fact that you would do that.
Yeah, James.
We were talking about this before the show. I can't believe someone would actually just think, I want to draw Ted.
Oh, it's going to be good. Ted Godzilla, me Pinhead.
I'm very touched.
It's going to be a new T-shirt design. It's going to be on the mugs and everything like that. And it's going to be the logo for our streams that we do every Tuesday too, kind of in there. So to distinguish what it is. But just throwing all that out there. Links are everywhere in the description, all that good stuff, just to help support the channel. Want to keep it going strong. We did just pass 37K. I'll mention it really quick because it is a big milestone personally for me and Ted.
There's personal reasons why it's a big deal.
It's a personal reason, yeah. It's a big deal to pass 37K.
Anybody who's been with us a long time might know why.
Yeah, and it's so I've worked very hard at this
and didn't have to do anything stupid to get there. Hard work.
Yes, we'll get
Dino's hard work.
We'll get back to the Ed Wood really quick here in a minute. And I got to tell you guys, I'm getting a little burnt out, and I'm trying not to. Doing this every single night, from thumbnails to the streams to putting a playlist together.
Beats working for a living.
Still haven't reused too many things at all. Lots of new shows still to put up, but did want to let you guys know. I mean, everything's still going. Everything's good. It's just, if I'm not there in the chat one night or something, it's just because I'm exhausted from what I'm doing. Mm-hmm. But I try to be there.
It's not personal.
I try to be there for at least the first 2 hours around there, at night when you guys are there. Hey, Infinity Stone, what's up? Thank you guys. 37K and going. So, lots of good things.
It's an odd number, but there's a reason why it's important.
Yeah, the 37K is a big deal, yeah. But we
37.5.
Yeah, so let me say real quick here. Let's see what's going on. Everybody's chiming in. Just wanted to say hi, everyone. Johnny Johnson. Hello. I appreciate you, says Mr. D. You're doing a great job, Dino. Thank you, Tom. Perhaps it is a supply and demand issue with the 24/7 stream. More supply of streams equals less demand. Yeah, it could be Black Hole. I don't know. Like I said, I'm tinkering still. I'm letting it go. See how things go. So let me see. Amy says, Callahan. Still got to call you Amy. Ed Wood. I met Bela Lugosi, Dolores Fuller. Well, I thought he was Ed Wood. No, he's very much alive. Well, sort of. Yeah. Good stuff.
That's like a little running joke throughout the film. Everybody thinks Bela Lugosi's dead. And that just kind of shows how...
Yeah, Funhouse is awesome, Edward.
He was sort of washed up, but the movie makes it sound like he wasn't working at all. And that's not 100% true. He was working. He did a lot of appearances.
Yeah.
Like, for instance, whatever would pay.
I was going to get into reading, but go ahead.
Oh, sorry. Please, go right ahead.
Let me just finish it real quick.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I didn't
trying to catch up on everybody in the chat.
Of course. I want them to have a say, too.
When you don't have many friends and you don't... Oh, she's quoting. Social life, you're kind of left out of things and doing things. There's a weird freedom in not having people treat you like... I hear you. I hear you, Amy. Enjoying the fresh beats. Okay, see, now I'm reading stuff I shouldn't. Amy, Edward. No, she's doing a bunch of quotes.
All right.
Come on, Edward. Bela had a back after filming... The Midnight Girl 1925. A bad back, I'm probably saying.
Yes, he was plagued with sciatica problems, which
is
very painful. I mean,
yeah.
I've got back problems. Well, that's nurse stuff. I mean, that just happens.
I guess all this shit kind of flew by me here. Martin Landau cracks me up as he cusses that guy.
But see, now that's the thing about that. This is actually a falsehood about Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, let me get.
And this comes directly from his son.
Yeah.
Who said, my father was very proper. Mm-hmm. He was a gentleman. He never cursed.
Edward, 18 million budget, 5.9 million box office. I know, terrible.
And you know what? It's just...
He got it done.
That's okay, because... All right, sometimes people are stupid and don't realize that something is good. Kind of like the Ramones.
Right.
All right? You look in Spin magazine, they list them as the number 2 greatest band in the world behind the Beatles, yet they couldn't play any place that was big and never had hit songs. It's just because people were stupid and not listening. And Ed Wood is a fantastic film, and at the time, people just didn't catch on. But remember, Nightmare Before Christmas wasn't a monster hit.
No.
It's become huge since. But even when it first came out, sometimes things are a little ahead of its time, and... Yeah, maybe people had forgotten who Ed Wood was.
Thanks, Samantha.
There it is. But back to Bela, he never cursed. So even though it's funny in the film, I do believe, because most people who know Bela Lugosi have said, he was always a gentleman, always proper. He didn't sit there and watch Vampira and say, and go like this. But it's great in the movie. It makes for good film. It's good entertainment. And it kind of makes you, makes Bela Lugosi a little endearing.
Zoe, hold on. Zoe S says, "Who are the two guys talking?" Zoe, I am Dino. She's a supporter of the channel, and I guess she's just been listening to the old time radio shows.
If you're watching the picture, our names are in the parentheses below the picture.
Yeah, I'm Dino. That's Ted, and I'm the one who's in chat every night. I'm the one that's in chat every night talking to you. Yeah, that's one of the masks.
There you
go to the merch store and buy a mask.
Get real close to us.
But we do this every Tuesday. We have since the beginning of our YouTube channel 6 years ago. I'm Dino. I'm in the chat every night. So there you go. Sean Blue, what's going on? Ed Wood is punk rock. Yep.
Ed Wood was a punk rock.
Vampira. Woo!
Yeah. I mean, tell me about it.
Played by his Tim Burton's girlfriend
at the time. Lisa Marie.
Yes.
Who actually looks a lot like her. Everybody is very kind of spot on. So this film kind of starts off with Ed. He did his failed...
Disagree on Nightmare, Ted.
On Nightmare,
says Amy. What do you disagree?
What Nightmare?
Nightmare Before Christmas.
It wasn't a huge hit when it first came out. Not in the States, anyway.
Yeah,
became very big in Japan. I mean, look at these little action figures that came out. Well, I don't know if he's got any of the original ones. I have the original ones at home. But
they're sitting up there somewhere.
There was nothing. There was no merchandise. There was a few bendy figures.
Frank Evans, what's going on?
But
it's all right, Zoe.
It took on a huge life of its own afterwards. And this film has also become a lot more respected. I don't like to use the word cult classic. They want to say every damn movie's a cult classic.
Everything's a cult classic.
But it's a lot more respected.
Chris Selvage, Lugosi the Saint, that don't sell vampires. Hey, whatever.
But he was a very professional. And like I said, he just fell on bad times. He was still working, but not working a lot. I was saying that he would do appearances. Like, for instance, the Vincent Price House of Wax movie. He did an appearance, even though he's not in that movie.
Right.
One little funny thing is the funeral, because, Bela passes away in this film. Vincent Price was at Bela Lugosi's funeral. Not in the movie, though.
Not in the movie.
Not in the movie. They made it seem like there was hardly anybody at his funeral.
Well, could they get a look-alike, maybe, to have... stood in there. I don't think they were focused. I mean, imagine throwing in another horror icon in this movie.
Oh, right. I'm
probably
just saying that,
right.
He was there.
Probably would have taken away a little bit from the movie itself, but
and also Bela Lugosi was
Lord Chester. What is going on? Hocus Pocus also was a flop, and now is a staple of Halloween.
I know. My kids love Hocus Pocus. I've never actually watched it, but my kids love it.
A lot of movies are like that. I mean,
that's another one with horse. I mean, Sarah Jessica Parker in it.
Oh, do we go there? Do we go there?
They can't make that girl look good in any movie.
It's so funny that I feel sorry. I don't feel sorry.
I don't feel sorry for her. She's rich, bitch.
She's a millionaire. But she does say, about the horse face. And it's become a running thing with
Very
Sarah Jessica. Yeah, well, she's. Oh, I'm not even saying nothing. Man.
I say how.
Sex in the City. I mean,
what?
She looks good.
Oh,
but
Ninja, please.
But I'm the. See, I'm not going to say nothing bad. Kyle Zebar.
For every scene in Sex and the City you can find that she looks good, I can find you 10 where she don't.
No, I know. Kyle Zebar. What's up, guys? Tell my mom, Cheryl, to start watching your show. Thank you.
Well, great.
Appreciate it.
I'll try to tone down cursing.
One Sean Bond. What is going on, my friend? Everybody's showing up. I appreciate all you guys' support.
Look at this.
Hanging out with us while we talk a movie.
Good movie.
We're going to talk about this for till the top of the hour.
Till I'm done saying what I got to say.
And overnight tonight, I am doing film noir movies that were adapted for the old time radio show, where most of the stars actually went and did it for the radio. So you're going to get a lot of those things. Like it'll start out with Night Has a Thousand Eyes, very great noir movie, but they're all noir classics. Crisscross,
Make you jump.
Spiral Staircase. It's all going to be in there, so it's going to be a fun night, interesting. Hope you guys enjoy it. But getting back to it.
I was going to say Bela, as portrayed in the movie, was the first celebrity to seek help with drug addiction. Ed Wood is not the person that took him to the hospital. His family took him to the hospital.
Right.
He did not get kicked out early. He completed his treatment and was nice and strong when he left. He was married during this. His wife did leave
Soon
him.
after he did die,
when
though,
Edward
after...
had met him. Edward didn't, obviously, it makes for a great scene in the movie with
Right.
Bela in the coffin, and that's how they meet. But he actually met him through a roommate who also was working in pictures. I think his name was Alex Gordon, who would later go on to be one of the founders of AIP.
Okay. The Rebel Poet. Hello.
Right. And
JD!
and,
What's going on? Love Spiral Staircase.
So
Yeah.
he was married. His son was living there. They did get divorced during this time that they were associated, and Bela remarried again. And when he died, he had a wife with him.
Vicky
Although I did
How you
read
doing, Vicky?
that scene where he asks Ed to come over and he's got the gun and wants them to do the double suicide.
Yeah.
That did happen. Like
Okay.
he just
Yeah.
during a fit of depression or whatever.
Right.
So I mean,
He did call on Ed.
Bela was certainly a tragic character like that towards
Yes.
the end, but he's not completely the waste that the movie portrays him to be. But this just makes him, more of a sympathetic character and makes for a good movie.
Right.
But it's good to know a little bit of the truth along with it, just for
And need I mention
the
that...
sake of respect to Bela Lugosi.
Yeah, they didn't go into it too much. I mean, there were a couple of straight-on shots of the needles, marks in his arm from, a lot of the... I mean, what did he say? He had morphine with a Demerol chaser or something like that.
Demerol chaser.
But I think he was addicted to heroin too.
I've only read Morphine.
Okay.
Which was probably, maybe he did other things, but
There's something I
everything
read-
I read while I was
Yeah.
looking up stuff for the movie just said morphine.
Okay.
And I don't recall if there was anything else in the book.
Drew in the moment. Hey, everyone. What is
most
going
people
on? WT. Looking up Ed Wood. Be right back.
Oh, right.
Okay.
Better figure out who the hell this guy is.
All right, I gotta... Yeah, pause us.
So we all know that Ed Wood was a...
That's classic.
I guess you would say a transvestite.
A cross-dresser.
He preferred...
Yes, I love to
very much
wear women's
obsessed
clothing.
with the Angora, which is rabbit fur.
Yes, that was his
And
thing. And you know what?
Do you know the
Go
reason
ahead.
why? It's
Go
because
ahead.
his mother, according to all accounts, did, until he was, a little bit older, dressed him up as a girl.
Yeah.
And
Wyatt
it wasn't
is I.
a sex thing.
How you doing?
I mean, he certainly wasn't gay, but it was like a maternal thing. It made him feel close to his mother, according to him. And
Right.
that's why, he would wear these clothing.
Wyatt
he didn't,
is I.
He didn't cross-dress on the set. The only time he did that was during Glen or Glenda.
Yeah.
And it was when he was directing himself. And
I'm
it's
sure
interesting how he
methadone,
got
too.
that gig, and the movie is actually pretty accurate. There was the Christine Jorgensen case going on, the story about the very first sex reassignment surgery, and they
Right.
were going to make
Bill Murray.
They were going. No, that wasn't Bill Murray.
no.
That was he played Bunny Breckenridge,
Yeah.
who was going to get sex reassignment but never did, and that is
right.
true.
But his character play. Let me just say hi to Wyatt as I, because it's been a long time since he
Sure.
stopped in. He is at work. He says, "How's it going, Dino and Ted?" At work now, but definitely watch afterwards. Just wanting to say hello.
Sure.
Thank you. I like to dress in ladies' clothing. Thank you for
I like to
stopping
wear
by,
men's
Wyatt as I. Been on the channel a long time.
I
From
like
the
every time you
beginning.
tell somebody, I'm going to
So-
tell you something I've never told anybody.
Yes, I never told anyone.
But
Yeah, I was going to touch on the fetish
there
thing
was
too, but go ahead.
There was that story, and this low budget production company was going to make
Oh, Samantha, you got to watch it.
a quickie flick about it, but then they couldn't get the rights to the name Christine Jorgensen.
Yeah.
So Ed kind of finagled his way into directing this film, by saying, I'm the person most qualified to do it, and that all is kind of like true. That's how that sort of happened. And you got to know, if you've never seen Glen or Glenda,
Yeah.
it's okay. They say Ed Wood's the worst director of all time. I don't know that I believe that. I've seen way worse movies. I mean,
Well, he's amongst those talked
there's
about.
stuff that comes. You take any Marvel movie or Will Smith
God.
movie or some kind of Disney Star Wars movie, and I would rather watch an Ed Wood movie than watch any of that swill.
Well,
10 times out of 10. 10
oh
times
my
out of 10.
God.
Not even kidding. They're really not. They're not great, but they're not as bad as people make them out.
Lord Chester, I'm learning more about old movie stars in this
Right.
chat than in all my years
See,
of
there you
watching AMC. There you go.
Glen or Glenda was very ahead of its time. There was no other film at that time
Yeah.
that was saying, begging for tolerance
Right.
of people that are a little bit different than you. And, it wasn't what the producer wanted.
Yeah.
I mean, that was true. It was this whole other movie.
I love how
It only dealt with sex reassignment like the last 5 minutes.
Very.
But it really was ahead of its time.
Yes.
Except for that whole Bela Lugosi, is he God? What the hell was he? Pulled the strings? What the stock footage that has nothing to do with nothing?
Yeah.
It's a weird movie.
But it is.
There was no movie that was treating that kind of subject matter in a serious way.
No.
So give him some credit for that. Yeah. He was treating the idea of transvestism and sex change and being uncomfortable in your own skin and how to be comfortable. He was treating it seriously.
Well, there's a whole...
But then we laugh at it.
There's a whole universe of... there's a whole different world that we don't know about when it comes to... Like, I'm an expert in this, but when it comes to fetishes and stuff like that...
You know about
it's the whole point...
That baloney fetish.
Whether it was Tim Burton or Johnny Depp or even Ed Wood, but it's Tim Burton's movie here, this one that we're talking about, who brung this about in the way that he did in the movie. When it comes to fetishes and the whole cross-dressing thing in particular, where you can do that kind of thing. And it doesn't mean you're gay.
That's something that Glen or Glenda points out.
Yeah, you can still be attracted to women, and there's really a whole underground world of people who do that privately and can't. I mean, it's a lot of the stuff's more accepting today, but I mean, not as much as really.
That even in the film, at least the people that he surrounded himself with, I thought, for the most part, were very tolerant and accepting.
Oh, yeah,
I mean,
yes.
And if you look at interviews with Dolores Fuller, who...
Dave Plouffe, what's going on?
Who actually... The way that the movie plays it is Ed offers a role in Bride of the Monster to Loretta King.
Yeah.
And this is someone who he thinks has money. This is played by Martin Landau's daughter, Juliet Landau. You know her from Buffy, Drusilla.
Yes,
and she was, in lots of episodes of Buffy the Vampire Slayer.
Yeah.
And it turns out, no, she's not wealthy, but he gave her the lead role because he thought she had money.
I only had $300.
And that's kind of sort of true. There's no real evidence if we know for a fact, but we can't really find any other reason that he took Dolores' part and gave it to this woman. Dolores and Ed had already broken up. In the film,
weird,
they make it seem like that's the reason they broke up. That's not true. They were already broken up because of Ed's alcoholism. But Dolores still helped him get funding for films and be in films. And, she had this 1 minute in Bride of the Monster.
Right.
And it wasn't the cross-dressing, again, that really bothered her. I mean, she was a little bit more conservative and straight-laced.
Yeah.
But it was really just the alcoholism. And, Kathy, who he later married.
When are we going to get Elvira as a guest? I don't think...
How much does she charge?
Ted, I don't think it'd be as hard as you think it would be to get her to interview on our channel.
Oh, no, for interviews?
Oh, yeah, no, we could do it. We could get access to a lot of different stars. I know for a fact there's plenty of them. A lot of B movie actresses in the 80s.
Well, you have talked to some. You've done composers. And...
Oh, yeah. What's his name? Oh, God.
He did the music for Killer Clowns.
Killer Clowns from Outer Space. I forget his name again. I'm sorry, bud, if you're watching, but you're probably not. You're busy.
You're probably
busy
not.
Doing stuff. But I had Lord Chester made a great point. I like to point out when somebody puts something very particular in the chat. Fetishes are a varying aspect of each person. I would argue it's impossible to fully understand another person's.
Right, because sometimes they're just very specific and tailored to that person's whatever your...
It's very complicated.
Your kink is, I guess.
Yeah, your kink or just... There's certain fetishes or certain things that...
For instance, with Ed Wood, it was Angora.
Yes. And it reminded him of his mother.
Right.
It was from his childhood. There's certain things that are imprinted on your brain, and
it's the nature versus nurture kind of thing.
There you go.
It makes a difference. And there's plenty of ideas in his films where he carries over how, because a parent because of the actions of a parent, the child is affected. That's in a few of his films.
Oh, and we're going deep, a little deep here. But that is a good point. You know, we could do a whole show on digging deep into the psyche of what those kind of things are and those issues.
So Glenda, I think he got Bela Lugosi. I mean, it was either for $500 or $1,000. They say $1,000 in the film. And that's pretty much what it was,
But let's talk about one of the big things about this movie. A great movie in a movie.
Yeah.
Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, but we're missing Bride of the Monster and the Big Octopus.
Well, okay, talk about that.
I love that.
But Plan 9 from Outer... I'll just throw it out there real quick.
In actuality...
A great, in my opinion, awful, so bad that it's a good movie that... I mean, it's...
Bride of the Monster's better.
Like Jerry Seinfeld said, one of the greatest movies ever to be made. We gotta go see it.
Well, there's a couple things about that movie that make it unique too.
It's fantastic.
Let's see.
Anytime you got a fishing pole holding over a UFO over there,
that's how they did it.
I want to make a movie like that.
So you had Bride of the Monster in between there.
Yeah.
And that brought the first time he worked with Tor Johnson.
Yeah, okay.
Who
was
played by George the Animal Steel, who is just the spitting
image of Thor. I mean, how possible is that?
And he even learned how to talk with a
George
Swedish
the Animal
accent.
Steel looks just like Tor Johnson.
I think almost 7 feet tall.
Yeah.
450 pounds. I mean, he was a brute. And I do love the scene because you can see it. When
Zoe's fetish is Captain Crunch. Just want to throw it out there.
Except I don't like that it just rips up the roof of your mouth.
It cuts you up. It's like razor blades in your mouth.
It takes forever to get soggy.
My milk's turned red. Oh, go ahead.
And like when Tor bashes into the set.
Christopher Bertrand, this channel is awesome. I'm excited for the movies tonight. Thank you.
And then the photographer says, "Don't you want to take another one?" He just jammed into the set. He's like, "No, yeah." Lobo would have to deal with that every day of his life.
In real life, he would have to, he'd knock a wall and it would shake.
That's perfect.
Like that.
Let's go. That's perfect.
Yeah, the cameraman was the only guy that really...
Right.
And I like how they did a kind of a meta thing with the black and white where she holds up the two dresses.
He says he's colorblind.
Yeah, he says, I'm colorblind. But
does that matter in a black and white movie?
Yeah. But I do like the dark gray one.
And then anyway, there's the great scene of the octopus where they make Bela get in the water and flail around. Now,
Ed, I'm tired.
Ed, you got to understand, anybody that knew Ed Wood knew that Ed liked to tell whoppers.
I like to tell
he
whoppers.
Would exaggerate.
Oh, yeah.
So there is absolutely...
RTN, what's going on, my
friend? There's no concrete evidence that they stole the octopus.
Right.
All right? They very well may have rented it.
Serial mouth cuts.
There was a motor for it, because there are some scenes where you do see the octopus tentacles move a little bit, but during that scene, it wasn't working, whatever it was.
Yeah.
Some other things that...
So just hop in the water and fight with it and make it look like...
Even the part about Ed losing his teeth.
I love that. Yeah.
Supposedly, he said he lost them in hand-to-hand combat with a Japanese soldier.
Yeah.
That, he got hit with the rifle, and that he was at Guadalcanal and a couple other battles.
Yeah.
And that he got, these medals of honor. Yet his military record does not say any of that. Okay? So,
do you think they're necessarily going to put that in?
If you received medals of honor, it would be in your military record. They keep military records.
Lord Chester says this chat is going straight to the gutter. I am proud of all of you.
Oh, thanks. So, a couple things you just, it's sometimes it's hard, and most of the people who knew Ed Wood are dead, if not everyone.
Yeah.
And there might still be some who are alive. But it's kind of hard to tell what was true and what wasn't true. But the legends are what's fun, and let's put it in the movie because that makes it more entertaining. So it's just temper it with the truth a little bit. That's all I'm doing.
Yeah, no, it was a little biography with a bit of entertainment blown out of proportion for entertainment's sake. Right. So of course.
So then we do get to Plan 9, which was originally Grave Robbers from Outer Space. And it is true that they
got the church to back
the Baptist church to do it. They did have to get baptized, although it wasn't the entire crew.
Yeah,
I read that it was just Tor and Ed that had to get baptized.
Okay,
even though it's hilarious with Bunny Breckenridge.
Oh yeah,
but also with Bunny Breckenridge, it's also interesting to note that he's very wealthy.
Yeah.
He was independently wealthy.
Oh, yeah.
Came from like Wells Fargo bank money.
Right.
You know, was born in Paris. I mean,
The fact that
a
Edward
pretty
got
well-bred
him,
kind of guy.
Elvira,
He wouldn't give a dime.
Bella. I mean, well, no.
And like the story that he tells during the one party about, you know, Mexico was a disaster. We got into a car wreck. That actually did happen. Now, I don't know if it was the traveling mariachis that rescued him.
Right.
I couldn't find out if that was true. But when they went to Mexico, it didn't work out. They got in a car accident, all that stuff. It didn't work out. So that's true. And, you know, and I just think originally that character wasn't going to have such a big role in the movie, but when they, you know, interested Bill Murray with it, it's like, okay, we got to write a shit ton more dialogue for this guy. So it's great when he gets baptized. You know, do you reject Satan and all his works? Okay.
Yeah, okay.
Sure.
Edward Stewart, after the filming of Plan 9, Ed and wife left the convertible top open and the car was filled with water when they came out. Yes, and he proposed to her there.
Not in real life, though.
Right.
In real life, Plan 9 from Outer Space did not have a premiere. It sat on a shelf for 2 years, had a very short theatrical run, and by it was made in 59, I think 59, 57, 59, something like that. But by 1961, it had already been sold to television.
Jack Torrance, rest in peace, George Animal Steel. Dave Plouffe says, besides movies, he wrote a ton of pulps.
He did. Wrote
some of my favorite
tons.
reading
Wrote plays.
Pulps, yeah.
I don't know if you'd want to read these. But
right.
But, I mean, there are anthologies of his. I mean, he could really just pound out stories.
Yeah, like Woody Allen, you know, always at the typewriter, just boom, 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 boom.
I mean,
next,
constantly
boom, 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 boom.
working. Yeah. You know, that's, you know, but really it was just had absolutely no talent, really, not much skill. His dialogue was pretty bad, but, you know, we still remember him. You know, you're not going to remember these stupid Disney Star Wars movies or the next Will Smith movie, like I said. But Ed Wood, 50 years from now, people are going to still be talking about Ed Wood.
Yeah, you know.
And there's a reason for that. And,
you know, it's you know, a dream for everybody in the business who wants to make a film, no matter
And it's a shame he had to die to get popular. Because literally, like 2 years after he died... is when that like Golden Turkeys Award voted him the worst director of all time. 2 years after he died.
I think that had something to do because he died.
Probably.
You know, I mean, if he was still alive, he might not have been talked about in that, or maybe not. Who knows? But
you never know.
Yeah.
So Plan 9 from Outer Space, which was the title that, yes, it is true, the Baptist Church, you know, did insist he changed it from Grave Robbers from Outer Space to Plan 9.
I just love the cheesy sci-fi movies, man.
Those were not paper plates. Those were store-bought plastic models, painted silver. They were not paper plates. Everyone likes to say they're paper plates. They weren't.
Yeah, they're hubcaps.
But
like Billy Meyer.
It's also, I think, one of the first films dealing with the subject that the government is covering up UFOs.
Not going to go there. I can talk for hours about Billy Myers. I can talk for hours about Billy Myers. I think he was a con man with his commune and everything else.
Too convincing.
Well, and what he did with money and the commune and everything else.
I love listening to the stories about him.
Oh, fantastic!
You know,
fantastic.
Very interesting. But regardless, it's one of
Good night, folks. May the 4th be with you, says Lord Chester. He's got to go back to work. Thanks for stopping by and hanging out.
Thanks for spending your break with us. I presume it was your break. Thank you.
Yeah, say.
Get back to work, say. You
Still a fantastic idea.
Get back to work. Stock those shelves, say.
Turn off your ray gun. Yeah.
It was one of the first films, if not the first one, to deal with government cover-up of UFOs. And the idea...
Groundbreaking.
You know... I didn't say groundbreaking. I'm just saying that there are moments when Ed Wood's films were a little bit ahead of their time, or his ideas were a little bit ahead of the curve, not the typical stuff.
I agree. So, RTN Productions, Ed Wood didn't make bad movies. Bad movies are boring. Plan 9 is not a bad movie. Remains of the Day is a bad movie.
Thank you very much. Yes, because that's it. Because you can watch a movie that's supposed to be great. Remains of the Day, whatever. And it's any of those
boring as
Paul
hell.
Thomas Anderson movies except Boogie Nights because of the nudity. They're all dull. I'm sorry.
Well, I don't know about it. But anyway.
They're dull. Come on. But you watch Magnolia?
But
dull.
I enjoyed that movie. But anyways, to the point...
You don't need Ambien if you watch Magnolia.
To his point, yes.
My point,
if a movie's...
You can watch it and be entertained the entire time.
Yes, like Plan 9. I mean,
yes.
I don't
Any
care...
Ed Wood movie.
I don't care how many times you see, like, a wall move or like the gravestone fell down, it was cardboard.
Yes.
As long as the action and the dialogue and the characters were making it entertaining for me...
That's what made it...
Fantastic.
So, I mean, I love it in the movie. He said, "Haven't you ever heard of suspension of disbelief? It's not about the details; it's about the big picture."
That's what I loved so much about the old sci-fi movies of the 50s and 60s.
Well, I don't know if I can think of any others where they're knocking down headstones.
I'm not talking. I'm talking about even if they were trying to be a little bit more serious. Their lingo. Just listening to the scientist or the captain.
Oh yes, the technobabble
of the ship. Yeah, talking their technobabble and looking out the window at the planet that they're approaching, and it's just that it's just you gotta just make believe that what's going on is going on, and just go with it. It's fun. It looks great, but it's not going to happen that way. Heck, First Men in the Moon. I mean,
love First Men in the Moon,
but how they get there and the things that they do is fantastic and isn't going to happen.
Well, H.G. Wells wrote that imagination. Like the 1800s, you had to try to think how the hell.
Oh, I'm not
can I get to the moon? Oh,
yes,
I know, and it's kind of interesting that people had to use their imagination. How could we do it if we wanted to do it?
Right.
Let's the idea of like using 8 billion gallons of gas to get there and launch.
Yeah. It was fantastic, but that's what I love
Ed Wood had
about
no premiere, and yes, we did have Vampira in it.
Yeah,
and yes, she did not want to have any lines.
She was fantastic.
She had just
make sure you hit the thumbs up. We got a couple thumbs down already.
Oh, come on!
You got to understand, a lot of people don't like the channel sometimes.
A lot of people don't.
A lot of trolls.
People don't like success.
But anyways, go ahead.
Because what's there not to like about this?
Yeah,
she did. In actuality, lose her. They canceled her show. And she did all kinds of jobs, even like laying linoleum. I mean, she had to work regular jobs after that.
Yeah.
Did try to sue Elvira, that is true.
Wait, who are you talking about?
Vampira.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Actually, she was...
she lived
She was working
with
the producers when they made the Elvira show. Mm-hmm. She was working on that, and, she was involved in that. Then they kind of, butted her out.
Yeah.
And Cassandra Peterson came on as Elvira, and sort of...
She tried
took
to
her
her
shtick.
Yeah.
I mean, she wasn't trying to pass herself off as Vampire. She was her own character.
Right.
But she did use the same sort of gallows, graveyard humor, and also had dark hair and a dark dress. I mean, you can't say she's like infringing on a copyright or anything.
No, I mean, anybody can dress up
it's
like
kind of
a
like
gothic
it's
vampire.
It's kind of like when Gene Simmons sued King Diamond over the makeup.
Yeah.
He lost that too because it's not exactly the same thing.
Yeah, because anybody can kind of...
put grease paint on their face. It's black and white. You don't have a copyright on black and white grease paint.
I get you, man.
So she did, I'm just saying in actuality, she did lose that. So, she needed a tour. She came on there. They tore all the lines. And I do like how they point that out in the movie. Like, why'd you give him all the dialogue? He's terrible.
the tour, yeah.
It's like, well, I had to give it to somebody. Vampire won't talk.
Yeah.
And
Jimmy D, I live about 15 miles from Ed and Lorraine's house in Monroe, Connecticut. Ed and Lorraine Ward? Yeah.
Oh, okay. My kids and I
must have missed
we're just starting
there,
to watch those... I had seen The Conjuring, but I hadn't watched any of these others.
They Live. Oh, you got to watch our They Live commentary. Mm-hmm. We do kind of a funny little intro there of the old WW wrestlers kind of thing. Anyway.
We're going to be watching the Great Lake Horror. It was probably a Little Monsters movie podcast at that time. Who knows?
Yeah.
I don't remember.
Yeah, halfway between what we've got now, the Late Horror Show. The first 3 years, I think, we were the Little Monsters Movie Podcast. Mm-hmm. Those videos are still there, but we called it that. And then for some reason, I had said it's a little too long of a name. And then I go with something the Late Horror Show.
Late Horror Show.
Something's just as long, but anyways, whatever.
I don't.
So
Late Horror. The Late Horror Show.
Yeah,
6 syllables.
Just about as long, yeah, I know.
Little Monsters movie podcast.
But anyway,
okay, yeah, at least it's less syllables.
But anyways, the movie, fantastic movie, man.
Not Johnny Depp, but Ed Wood did film that footage of Bela Lugosi.
Yeah.
Kind of just, it was shortly after he got out of rehab.
Yeah.
And it was, it was 4, possibly 1 or 2 other projects that he was going to be working on. And then, Bela did, pass away. They make it sound like, Ed and the movie portrays it as Ed and Kathy met while Bela was in the hospital. I mean, Ed was not there every day while Bela was in the hospital. They did not meet at the hospital. They met after that. I believe they
Hey,
met
James,
after that.
what's going on?
And
Texas Surf. Gotcha.
They were married. So you've got like the end of the film where, Plan 9 has its premiere, and this is the one they're going to remember me for. I even love the scene where he meets Orson Welles, which never happened, but Orson Welles was his idol.
Right.
And Vincent D'Onofrio does resemble him.
Vincent D'Onofrio.
But it wasn't his voice. Yeah. But it was a voice actor's voice, but I swear to God, that does sound like Orson Welles.
Oh, yeah, it did.
That is great.
Yeah, no.
And that's a cool little scene because there are some interesting parallels.
It's funny
that
if
you look it up, there are some interesting coincidences between Ed Wood and Orson Welles.
Yeah,
like
on opposite sides of the spectrum.
Like when they died and things like that. There's there's some similarities.
Yeah.
But then after the film, there's those little title cards telling you about all the different characters and what happened. And it is true that after Ed died, Kathy never remarried. Matter of fact, she came to the set. She came to the set of Ed Wood and thought Johnny just was the spitting image of him and thought it was great. Most of the people, Dolores Fuller was still alive at the time. Yeah. And the people who knew him would say, it's a shame about some of the inaccuracies. Even like, Bela Lugosi's son would say, it's a shame that, people are going to think this was what my dad was. But everybody still liked the movie. Right. So, unfortunately, after this, Ed did make another movie called Night of the Ghouls, which is technically a sort of sequel to Plan 9 and Bride of the Monster.
Thank you, Jeremy M., for the super chat, $4.99.
Had a theatrical release before Plan 9. Yeah. Had a theatrical release. So, I think it's the first instance of a sequel coming out before the original. Right. And because, Thor reprises his...
Yeah, towards the end there, Jeremy. We're rolling it up, but... I'm glad you made it, bud.
And what's his name? Last name Marco. I can't remember. The same cop that was in Plan 9 is in this. The character. He's the same actor, same character. Right. So it's sort of a sequel to both of those films. After that, he did, again, as I said, he was an alcoholic through all of this. And that progressively got worse. He wore women's clothing less. He drank more.
And did monster nudies.
Did slip into pornography towards the end. Yeah, Kathy was also an alcoholic. Towards the end, they were completely kicked out of their seedy-ass apartment, destitute, not a nickel to their name, and had to stay at a friend's apartment. Ed liked to play little pranks. He always liked to pretend he was dying. Kathy, I'm dying. Well, you cry wolf one too many times, and it's going to bite you in the ass. Because Ed had a heart attack. Was yelling for Kathy to come in there and help him because he couldn't breathe. She didn't believe his ass. Yep. And after about 20 minutes, sent her friend in there who's a hermit to check on him. And everything I read said he just had this look of fear on his face that was, unforgettable. And that was the end of Ed Wood. And
kind of a sad ending, but KJ, all right, if everyone thinks the Late Late Horror Show is bomb, donate $5. He says now. Hey, I appreciate you guys all being here and being part. Oh, there he goes. KJ, thank you very much, man. Keep it up, he says. $5 super chat. I do appreciate it. It does help support the channel, believe me. Thank you. Everything we do here.
So he died at the age of 54.
Do appreciate it.
1978. 2 years later, the Golden Turkey Award for worst director of all time. Plan 9 worst film of all time. I disagree with that. There's
long live the channel, says Jeremy M. 199 super chat. Thank you.
There's far worse directors and there's far worse movies. I think a lot of the movies that come out today are worse than Plan 9 from Outer Space.
Oh, hell yeah.
I'm sorry. They are. It's swill.
Oh, yeah.
And
it's for me, it's always been how entertaining the movie is.
Right.
It has nothing to do with...
what a lot of people find entertaining,
for the most part,
I think is just, shite.
Well, yeah. I mean, me and you disagree on movies sometimes. Sometimes. I mean, overall, I think we love a lot of the same things, especially when
we agree more than we disagree.
Yeah, definitely. Especially when it comes to the old comic stuff and all that. And,
I just, I like, Godzilla vs. King Kong. I like that. I like new movies on occasion.
Yeah, every now
and then. But most
of
the time,
we like Midsummer. We liked
most
Hereditary.
of the time, they're just crap.
Little dark, little hard hitting, but Schultze, what's going on? All the way from, I think, Australia.
Fantastic!
Wow, what the heck is going on? Is this their haunted house? And where's the old time radio people hang out and talk about scary shows right
coming
now?
up?
Schultze, we do this every Tuesday night. Me and Ted. Mm-hmm. We have for 6 years. There's a ton of back catalog. Bubba, you're catching up. He's commenting on all the videos. He's catching up on them all. I appreciate that. But yeah, we do. You get to see our mugs every Tuesday night. Mm-hmm. And I actually should be doing more lives just to thank everybody. I mean, before this ends, I do want to thank most of you who are moderators and people who are in the chat who help out. There's been a couple of rough nights, and I do appreciate it. Black Hall, especially.
It's amazing
the one
how
in
people
Connie.
have no lives.
And yeah, people have no lives. But yeah, every Tuesday night we talk about a new movie. And have fun and chat it up. Chat it up with you. Old, new, whatever. Mm-hmm. Whatever we feel in the mood for. Jimmy seems to be still going on about Lorraine and Ed. Let's see, Ed Stewart, they have a YouTube channel, and last week's stream is on it three parts. Okay, let's see. What did you say up there? Jimmy D, Ed Lorraine's house is on a dead end. The museum is closed, but is owned by their daughter, Judy, and their husband, Tony Spirit. Yeah, I did see that. Would love to go to that museum, man. Love y'all. Gotta go. Dave Plouffe, thank you. I'll see you, hope maybe at the stream tonight, which starts at 11. Tuesday nights is the only night it starts at 11. I do got the 24/7 horror stream going, so there's that nonstop going, too. Yeah, lives on Friday, too. Come on. Let's see. Lives on Friday, too. Come on. I'm going to be doing more stuff. It's just getting all of that together. I'm still working on.
You all just want
the horror host show. Dr. Bubonic's Plague House Theater.
Vampire was the first horror host. Just another little tidbit.
Jack Torrance, new hair, having a blast. Thanks, Jack.
She
Torrance.
was the first horror host.
Feel free join the channel there. Channel Dawnstar, Night Guys. Thanks, Roger. Thanks for popping in real quick, saying hi. Jeremy M. Kudos to Dino for taking time to hide the all-seeing eye. Seems like a minor detail, but it's a lot of fun. Thank you, $4.99 super chat. Thank you, Jeremy M. I do appreciate it. Much love, man. I do appreciate all you guys. And the all-seeing eye, I do move it around a bit. Last time I made it very small, a little harder to see. But I try to make the streams fun,
put it on
man.
the eye of whoever's in the portrait of the painting. If Too easy.
Yeah, so you can't kind of do that. Kathy, $3.99 super chat. Thank you very much, Kathy. I do appreciate it. Yeah. Appreciate the love. Tom O, peace, love. And chicken grease. Oh no!
I love peace and chicken
and may
grease.
the road rise. He says. Yeah, me too. That would be fun at the museum. Sandra Peterson. Hello, everyone.
Sandra Peterson.
Sandra Peterson. What is going on,
we
Sandra?
had Elvira in the chat for a second.
Nice to see you. We appreciate. Yeah, hey, we just passed 37K. Big deal here for the channel.
That's right. Really
onward and upward. We'll be at 40.
There were people out there that didn't think we could do it.
We need a trophy of some sort. But, yeah, very much, man. Jeremy, love you guys. Starting the money flow. Yeah, no, hey, you guys don't understand how much the super chats help. And the merchandise that you guys buy, I'm glad everybody's buying shirts and stuff like that. When the new logo, I can't wait to show you guys, of Ted as Godzilla and me as Pinhead. gets up on all the shirts and the mugs and stuff. It's going to be fantastic. Thanks to James.
I'm just glad they didn't make you like Kong, all right? Then
great...
I'd have been upset about that.
Yeah, us fighting.
If there's anybody here who's an ape, it's me.
Oh, God. But the dude, my friend doing the artwork, is his name's James. He's got a YouTube channel, too. He uses a puppet. It's the Fun Nun Horror Show.
We had fun with puppets once.
Oh my God, he just did a new one, Duncan. If you go there, you find it though. Go check him out. The Fun Nun Horror Show. Great guy. Fun content. Fun content. Yeah, for sure. Who else can I shout out here real quick? Phil's Creepy Videos. He's always showing off his toys and stuff, kind of like this. The Mummy and the Monkey. Go check them out. They do some fun horror hosting stuff. But yeah, out of 10, let's rate the movie before we leave here real quick. Out of 10, Ed Wood, I would definitely give a solid 8.5.
I think that's fair.
Yeah.
It's my favorite Tim Burton movie.
Yeah.
I think it's his best movie.
And silence hits.
Well, no, just saying.
Okay, so out of 10, about 8.5.
Between 8.5 and 9, it's very rewatchable. A lot of great dialogue, a heartfelt story, well done.
Jeremy M says, merch is great. My shirt is worn out because I wear it too much,
Damn.
and I always get asked about it.
I've never once been asked about mine, and I'm on the damn shirt. And no one ever notices that I'm on. They never look and go, that's you on this shirt. No, not once.
Well, I hope...
A little narcissistic to wear a shirt.
Well,
that
hey,
I'm on.
Jeremy, you support a ton. I know Amy, you just bought a ton of stuff.
You're kidding.
She bought a few different things.
Got a whole outfit, huh?
Yeah, she got the tights. I can't wait to see
Woo,
the tights.
send a
Amy.
pic.
Yeah, you know, send
My
a video.
daughter wants to get those too.
No, I
She
know,
wants
I
to
know.
get 'em.
But there are some really cool new designs I put up there, and I started putting them on not just the mugs, but they have like what are those? Like the water containers, like the metal, like aluminum,
just drinking cups,
and stuff like that with the lids. Yeah. Man, they look freaking damn cool on those things. So there's a lot of cool stuff up on the merch store there too. So, but yeah. Anyways, there you go. I think I'm going to end it here.
Horror show thongs.
Oh God, thongs.
That's right.
Yeah. Banana hammocks.
Oh yeah.
Did I go there? I did.
Let's do it.
Anyways, yeah, you know what?
With our faces.
Yeah, we've gone about an hour here. I'm going to get ready for the stream tonight, and I will see you guys in the chat in about 45 minutes, roughly. So with that said, peace and love, you guys.
Love, peace, chicken grease. Enjoy your kinks.
Love you. Yeah.
Be who you are.
Enjoy your fetishes. Yeah, Angora and silk. Yeah, anyways. With that said, you guys, peace out. Until next